All right, what's up, everybody? Mr. LMSC here, and we are going to be looking at the Diablo 4 quarterly update. This is for June 2021, and this has just come out, literally right now. 2 minutes ago, 3 minutes ago, something like that. Hot off the press. Now, something that we have to note about this update is that it is going to be focused on the art and the assets. I was talking to, or Blizzard kind of gave us a little heads up, and they said, hey, we do a lot of stuff with mechanics and itemization and all of these things and all of our updates. And we have a lot of that feedback already, and those processes are in the works, but they're not ready for like another announcement. So they're going to focus on assets on this one. We'll probably get some more of mechanics and all of that stuff in the future. But every update is not always going to be purely focused on gameplay. So that's just a little heads up that they gave. But let's look into what they have. They might say that even in here. Hello and welcome once again to a new Diablo 4 quarterly update. We hope you enjoyed the Rogue class announcement during BlizzConline. We did. It was very cool. We had a blast creating the Rogue and open world video segments, sharing them with you, and seeing your reactions. It was especially cool to share updates as part of the larger Diablo family alongside Diablo Immortal and the all-new Diablo 2 Resurrected. Let's go! Both of which I can't personally wait to play with you all. As we transition back to a blog format, we will continue to spotlight different aspects of development. Today we're going to be focusing on Diablo 4 character art, player characters, monsters, and allies. Actually, cool. Art is a critical part of what makes Diablo, well, Diablo. Our signature randomized dungeons would not feel like Diablo without the ominous lighting setting the mood as players uncover horrifying details around every dark corner. Combat only feels visceral thanks to carefully crafted animations and visual effects that make spells and abilities sing. And while stats might make or break an item, we often can't wait to get our hands on a piece of gear purely because of how incredible it looks. This is very true. Character art is equally important as it encompasses two of Diablo's key elements, classes and monsters. The look and feel of the classes has always been one of Diablo's secret ingredients, each class instantly recognizable and imbued with a strong and unique personality. Diablo 4 offers players more customization options than ever in a Diablo game, which makes achieving the result more challenging, but the outcome is well worth it. Your Barbarian is different from anyone else's, but still feels undeniably like Barbarian. With monsters, the focus has been on creating new foes and updating classics drawn from the pantheon of atrocities in our previous games, while using new processes and technology to their fullest. To give us a better look at everything involved in this process, I now leave the rest of the update in the hands of our very own director, John Mueller, and his team. We hope you enjoyed and look forward to your thoughts and reactions. As always, let us know what topics you want to hear about in the future. Be sure to stay tuned as we're planning to delve deeper into the topics of sound design and endgame systems later this year. Thank you, and until next time, Luis Barriga. He's supposed to say, see you in hell. It's all right. All right, John, take it away. Love that Lilith from the in-game cinematics there. Hi all, we're excited to do a deep dive on the character art for Diablo 4. This is a pretty exciting topic for our team because so dang much has changed from Diablo 3. Oh, thank God. You will get to hear from our lead character artist, Arnold Kotelnikov, and Nick Chilano, our associate character art director. They will be sharing a lot of cool visuals from our ongoing development related to character art that we're revealing here for the very first time. There's a lot of work in progress here. Our goal is to give you an early look at content to get a sense of the direction we are taking. I don't have a lot of caveats though, as at this point the work is a very good representation of what you will see when the game is in your hands. When it comes to the topic of character art, I could say we've had an epic journey during development, so let's pull back the curtain and take a look. First, I need to give a big shout out to our amazing character art team, engineering team, animators, lighting artist, and technical artist. Without them, none of this would be possible. When I think back to the beginning, I think at the highest level, our goal is to make the characters in Diablo 4 look as artistic and as handcrafted as possible using the latest tools and techniques. Over time, our ambitions around what we thought we could achieve evolved and really solidified into what you see today. We want to use the latest tools and techniques, but we did have a concern about leaning into realism in a way that wouldn't have had that handcrafted feeling we felt was fundamental to a Blizzard game. I actually really agree with that. I appreciate it. We didn't want the characters to feel procedural or generic because of these processes. We also embraced realism in terms of materials and character appearance. I think the touch point being the amazing pre-rendered look from the Diablo 3 cinematics. We loved those and felt like it was a strong foundation to build upon in regards to the characters and achieving that warm quality that came through in the cinematics, but in a real-time game environment. We thought it was ambitious, but possible. This, of course, is a simplified summary of the thousands of conversations it took to achieve the results we have today, but what's meaningful is that during the journey, nobody was arguing for our limitations. Nobody ever said we shouldn't, we couldn't, or we can't. Everyone said yes, even when it meant starting over or throwing out work. Everyone really pushed and brought their best to this work. I think this is one of the truly unique aspects of Blizzard. We all said yes, and instead of no, because. It's a wonderful aspect of working here. The singular focus and commitment to quality led us down to a very long, winding, and challenging path to where we are today. The challenges required us to completely rebuild our rendering engine and authoring tools. We need to assemble a world-class character team comprised of artists, tool engineers, rigging specialists, lighting and surfacing experts. This was a complete overhaul. Ooh. You can choose from a variety of personas and customize them with a slew of detail options during character creation. Yo. Kind of sick right there, though. Hold up. Oops. Kind of digging that. Not gonna lie. Yeah, we got face tats now too, man. For what's that rapper's name? You know. That guy. I guess a lot of them. I was thinking Post Malone. But you could go with so many. For the Post Malone fans, just kind of 69 also works here. She's single? Hit her up on Tinder, right? Okay, let me. We made massive improvements to the level of detail. The surfacing of complex materials like skin, cloth, simulation, hair, fur, metal, even down to the details of the highlights of the eyes and the rivulets of perspiration. Ooh. We built a robust character customization system that is entirely new to Diablo, and it was a daunting amount of technical character work. These solutions had to work not just for a single character, but for hundreds of componentized armor sets. Different body types, dozens of unique personas, and completely unique art for 5 distinct classes. To start, this was an entirely new challenge for our team to tackle. I can say now, with the hard work behind us and the comforting, steady hum of our pipeline, that it was all worth it. We hope you agree, when you play it, that it really enhances the overall experience of the character's journey exploring the world of Sanctuary and makes the story, the gear, and the way you see the characters of Sanctuary that much more enjoyable. Most importantly, we hope you feel the love and care we've put into creating gear and characters you will see in the game. Beyond just living out my most awesome barbarian fantasy, we're honored to bring this work to you. We call this our lair scene. Players will customize the look of their character here in an exciting new wardrobe system that allows you to mix and match hundreds of armor components unique to your class alongside custom color palettes to create this class fantasy that best represents your character. I feel like we need to... Yo! Homie looking kind of dope. All right, I think I'm going to switch scenes and just go into like a full screen. I think this is just going to be easier. Oops. And then do like this. Something like that. Cool. Homie looks dope. Not gonna lie. Bruh. She looks sick. She's scary. She can sacrifice me, right? One of the benefits of the investments we've made in our character art development pipeline is that now most of our story cutscenes will be rendered in our engine using the game models. In previous Diablo games, the high-fidelity cinematic story moments were all pre-rendered. We will still have those amazing cinematic moments from Blizzard Animation, but we now also have cinematic moments that feature your character up close, rendered in our game engine. Cool. We have been working closely with the legendary Blizzard Animation team to bring as much of their knowledge into our process as possible. The Rogue Announce trailer was a really fantastic collaboration where we were able to push the limits of our tech and tools. Nice. So this is created in the engine. Okay, so this will be your customized character. This isn't like a pre-rendered thing. This is actually your customized character right here. Which, that was awesome, by the way. I just want to, let's watch that. So this was created in the engine. I just want to watch like a little bit of it.
Now, pray with me. May Akarat guide and protect me.
May Akarat guide and protect me.
May he shepherd my soul.
May he shepherd my soul.
And grant it mercy.
And grant it mercy.
Mercy.
What are you doing here? This is not the time.
But this is confession.
Bruh, wait. This whole thing is going to be zoomed in on our character?
I was a thief who stole from those more fortunate.
That's sick.
I strayed from your light and found my trail.
That makes this so much cooler.
They call it
You
murder.
doubt it? That's what they just told us.
I say, job well done.
Bruh. All right. That's what they just said. The Rogue Announce trailer was a really fantastic collaboration or blah, 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 blah. The Rogue Announce trailer was created entirely in our game engine. Entirely. Entirely, guys. That's actually dope. I would have guessed that was completely pre-rendered. Wow. Bruh. This art is looking so good. Everybody in chat be like, but surely not entirely. Wow, actually cool. We're getting to geek out about how good things look up close, but all things Diablo are in service to our isometric point of view. The fidelity we put into characters and the balance of detail all has to work with our game camera. Those looking closely will notice we like to work with bigger shapes on the armor, and we tend to reduce things that affect readability. I think we found a sweet spot of detail that retains the readability, works well with the environments, but also keeps things looking grounded, which is super important for this vision for Sanctuary and how we present the world to you, our most important critic. While I'm happy with where we have arrived, I know we are going to keep pushing the bar at every opportunity, and at Blizzard, releasing a game is just the beginning. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the deep dive on character art with Arnaud and Nick. Bruh. Entirely! That whole trailer we were just watching. Arnold Koltnikov. Thanks for joining us. I'd like to dive into character customization and some of the visual improvements we developed for Diablo 4. Diablo 4 has more in-depth customization for your characters than we've had in any previous Diablo games. You'll be able to change the face of your character, the hairstyle, the facial hair, beards and eyebrows, and add jewelry, nose piercings or earrings, makeup, and body markings such as tattoos or body paint. You will also be able to change the color values of your character's skin, eyes, hair, facial hair, and body markings. Some elements will be class-specific to support the class's unique backgrounds, but many will be shared between classes, allowing more possibilities to mix and match. You can see some examples of these customization options throughout this blog. Now I want to talk about some of the challenges we faced. Dark fantasy meets realism through physically based rendering, PBR. Diablo 4 is intended to have a look that is grounded in reality, and to achieve that, we need to follow some basic rules of color value, such as PBR, which means our materials look and react to light in a realistic way. The challenge for the 3D artist is to transfer the color of a concept drawing to a PBR value. For example, in PBR, silver is a very bright gray, almost white, and the reflection of the material makes it look darker. All the characters in Diablo 4 follow the PBR rules, to ensure that our characters look as good as in daylight as they do in a dark dungeon. Expanding the dye system. Tools that empower players to customize the look of their characters help build a stronger connection to those characters in the game. Our dye system allows you to change the color palette of your armor pieces, such as changing silver to gold or replacing a white cloth for a black cloth, etc. Each part of the armor can be dyed, including the helmet, chest, gloves, legs, and boots. Yes! You can dye each piece with a different color palette if you choose. Pride! Or apply the same palette to all of them. This system was challenging to implement because materials such as metal do not allow themselves to be dyed with inappropriate colors when they follow PBR rules. To address this, we added data to our armor that identifies specific material types and tells the dye system what color goes on what material, such as leather, fabric, metal, and other specific surfaces. The result is armor that is dyeable in a range of colors that still feeling grounded and realistic in the world we're building for Diablo 4. Bruh! Stop it! Oh! Oh, I love it. Oh, just let me marry this guy. Oh, my God. Oh, looks so good, though. Woo! Barbarian with various dye. An example of a sorcerer's armor set dyed with 3 different color palettes. Whew. A close-up look at our camera. The game camera is one of our top priorities, as we want to make sure the character looks good and readable from the isometric perspective. It's the first thing we consider in the character development. That said, the player character will be displayed in a lot of different ways throughout the game, whether that's the character customization screen, the inventory paper doll, social screens, and our real-time cinematics, which will often zoom in for a closer view of the character than in the rest of the game. To support that, we have added an extra layer of texture called detail mapping, Detail mapping is a small, repetitive texture applied on top of the material that brings more sharpness and detail to the main texture. Every armor set in Diablo 4 has 2 body types. Here's an armor set for barbarians with some subtle differences between the two. Sure, guys, but Diablo 3 doesn't exist, so this is the first time that this has ever happened. Just going to let you know. Let's take a look. Nice. Ooh. Another example of 2 different rogue body types wearing the same armor. Oh, okay. So here we're just getting like little thicker rogue on this side. You can see a little bulkier, a little thinner over here. That's cool. Here is a video clip in slow motion of the rogues, which we recorded in our real-time engine. You can really enjoy these details and see how the light reacts with the materials. You will also be able to see some of our customization elements I talked about earlier. Please note, the environment is a test scene that modelers use to look at their character, and many of these armors are works in progress and subject to change and polish. Sick. Bruh, look at that slow walk. Yo. Oh. I need to. This is in the game engine, yeah. Dude. Oh, come on. These look so sick. Oh my god. Bruh. Yo, look at that mask. Yeah, this is in the game engine. What? Ooh, if they mess this game up, I'm gonna be so pissed. Yo, bruh. Oh, here's another slow motion video of the barbarians. Please note all these armors are work in progress and subject to adjustment. Bro, I'm just gonna spend all day just making characters. That's it. Just customizing characters. Dude, she looks so good! Oh god, the fur looks amazing. Jesus. Ugh. Thank you, Clydes. Oh my god. Bruh. I love every character. I'm gonna make 5 million characters just so I can make 5 million amazing looking characters. Jesus. Look at that helm. Bro, that's a husky boy. Oh, where's the beef? Holy crap. This is just scratching the surface of what's to come in Diablo 4 in terms of character customization. The team is dedicated to delivering the best quality possible, and we hope the players will enjoy all the options we have available for customizing their characters in Diablo 4. Nick Celano, Associate Art Director, Characters. Hello, everyone. I'm excited to share with you our... Maybe I shouldn't give him that voice. That seems... Hello, everyone. I'm excited to share with you our vision and our process for making monsters in Diablo 4. I was trying to go with a different voice, and it just... With monsters, success requires that many different things come together, but it starts with the player feeling satisfied and killing it. That means the monster needs to visually match its gameplay and have a gory demonic twist to it. They should look like something that you have not seen before, as well as taking something visually familiar and brushing it with a Diablo paintbrush. That Diablo brush applies a level of detail and understanding of gameplay needs, a level of artistry, and the demonic Diablo theme to all of our monsters. Visual game design, visual design and gameplay intent. Really was a terrible voice for Nick. Poor Nick. For me, everything starts with a goal. Typically, it's a goal from design on what this monster needs to do and what the player experience should be. Making games is a collaboration. Sometimes a visual concept helps drive an idea, while in others, a paper design is enough. The Blood Bishop. Our game design goal for the Blood Bishop was to make a caster who would cast direct damage and create AoE bombs for Area of Denial. As for the visual notes, we wanted a high-level boss based on vampiric blood and magic. We knew we wanted to double down on the notion of the heart shape for the function of the blood magic. That naturally led to the notion of arteries creating these blood clots that explode to cast the AoE effect design needs. An exposed beating heart was the natural visual choice, so the organic pulsing we see, the flowing arteries, the blood-based VFX, all combined to reach an aligned goal the team could get behind. The success here is when the game design needs were met visually in a true Diablo way. Let's see it. Gross. Look at the beating of his body. Look at his arms pulsing. Bruh. Dude, homie's chilling. We got anything else? No, they're just spinning him. Twizzler, man. I like it. Dude, he's just slimy. Homie is just a slimy piece of work. The Skeleton Lord. This process was similar, but this time we had a visual concept to work from. This undead Skeleton Lord is made of fused skeleton. My water. Fused skeleton and body parts. It's sinew and blood connecting it together. Something we felt fit our game visually. That led to a design lead wanting to create a fight based on this character. The design team was able to create a unique fight based on bone visuals, summoning skeletons, bone walls to restrict pathing, and leveraging the giant staff. One attack has the Skeleton Lord smashing the staff to the ground and creating a shower of exploding bone shards. Even though the art was created first, the design team leveraged its look to help the theme, a fun and interesting fight we all enjoy. Bruh. Homie's just nasty. Homie is nasty. Look at that body. Sick. The right artistic detail for the game. We also need to look at our assets from two main focal points, our game camera and a closer full body size camera. This means we need to understand what is important and what is supporting these elements in terms of overall shape language and finer secondary and tertiary details. Level of artistic detail is always a challenge. Details need to be readable for the game, colors need to group well, silhouettes need to stand out, as well as being built for performance and movement. Understanding this is key to allowing our monsters to look great from our isometric camera while also delivering stunning details up close. This spider feeding upon and birthing spider spawn, ugh. From a bloated corpse has a great visual design. The spindly legs and back thorax instantly tells you what it is. That thin look of the legs as it moves down to a thicker body gives it a nice balance to settle the shape language from top to bottom. The saturated red of the spider on top of the cooler and the more subdued body will help pop the spider visually so your eye catches it as soon as they show up on screen. When we look closer, you can see the spectacular highlights on the bloated body, the torn and pulled flesh, and the bulging pustules. So up close, gruesome details are visible from the game camera because of the clear shape and color grouping. Ugh. What the heck is this? This is Fat Kerrigan with tumors. Freaking nightmare, though. Infested Terran? It's true. The Succubus is another great example of an interesting and clear visual read from gameplay, with finer details that don't get in the way of the game camera but really raise the visual bar. At the game camera, we see a familiar silhouette, a winged demon hovering to seduce its prey and attack with magic from a distance. As you look closer, you see intricate details in the cloths, translucent wings, translucent skin on the wings, as well as materials like gold clasp, stitching, and embroidery on the outfit. We also see the wings are attached at the base of the head, a detail that needs a closer look to see but doesn't complicate the look from different cameras. Ooh. All right, that's pretty sick. Whoo, look at those eyes. That face, man. It's scary. Those long index fingers. Look at that. It's like those girls that get them nails did, and they're like... Modern pipeline. In order to achieve this, we needed a process and technology to realize these amazing and honestly disturbing creations. To do that, we have built a world-class team creating monsters and demons at a level of quality that raises the bar for the Diablo series. PBR gives us the ability to create surfaces and materials that look realistic and accurately react to the lighting in the world. Leather can look like leather, metals like metals, and organic surfaces can feel appropriately squishy and fleshy by comparison. This knight is covered head to toe in metal and fabric that reacts differently based on your lighting. You can see details, nice details and material breaks on the hard surfaces that your eye expects to see. This detail grounds us in a world we all visually know and understand. The difference from a scale pattern of finer metal to large hammered iron next to gold trim is readily apparent. Let's see it. Yo. Actually sick, though. Actually really sick. That's a cool picture. Organic surfaces are also represented accurately in our engine. Fur, bone, flesh, and blood are all visible and react to light correctly. This is a Diablo game after all, and we know those materials will be important. Oh. Gross. So that is a brief rundown of some of the things we look at and value when it comes to monsters in Diablo 4. We really enjoy creating these enemies, monsters, and demonic creatures that bring out an emotional response from our players, from fear or revulsion to the excitement of slaying them in true Diablo fashion. In closing, I'd like to say there are moments as a developer where you are just making the game day in and out, and you don't always take time to appreciate the craft on display that you are privileged to see every day. I love that we are doing these blogs to give you all some insight into our progress and process. It's a great opportunity for us to reflect on the journey, share our art, and appreciate the craft of our teammates. We hope you like what you see, and please share your comments on your platform of choice. We love to hear community feedback. It's really been a labor of love and an honor to create for you, and we can't wait for you to play it. Thank you for joining us, and keep an eye out for the upcoming blog update next quarter. See you in hell, the Diablo 4 team. Wow. I mean, it looks good. I'm stoked. This is a very sick update. Just like, I mean, just all these things. Jesus. Oh my god. Yeah. My biggest feedback is make sure the rest of the game is good so all of this work doesn't go to waste. Make sure you get itemization and mechanics and all that stuff right. Yeah, art style surpassing expectations. For sure. Yeah, customization of characters is really sick. Loving all the different stuff. I really hope that all of that comes with the game, and it's not like PoE where you have to buy all of the customizations and stuff or different armor piece looks. That's a big hope of mine. We'll see. I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't mind, but I like when you can find a cool item and then put it on and it looks amazing, you know. But that's just me. Yeah. So all of this, I mean, looks fantastic. Blizzard and looks, you know, they nail it quite often. I mean, Diablo 3, I wasn't a huge fan of the looks, to be fair. But they've, you know, this is a lot more back into the darkness. A lot of everything looks so sick. The biggest thing is definitely just going to come back to the gameplay. That's kind of my thought. Also, I really hope that I can get some like thick girls too, you know. Like have a skinny guy and give me a beefy girl barbarian or something. Right? That'd be sick. In the game, or I'll leave that up to you. No, it looks sick though. I'm very happy with this, for sure. Very, very happy. So, yeah, that's I mean, all my feedback goes back to like the look is here. So now is the game here too? Because, yeah, if I go and kill one of these awesome monsters with my cool guy and pick up the item and it says 300,000% damage dealt, crit strike, and it has a green arrow next to it and says 25% better than current weapon. Well, that one hurts. So, wow, cool update though. Cool update. So I don't care much about story and lore, but I do care about looks of a game. And you know, that's one of my favorite things with D2 is when you can like build characters that look kind of cool and how the armor fits on the characters and stuff. You know, it's awesome. So I really hope that we get a lot of that here. And then, like they're doing in D2 Remastered, I hope that a lot of unique items have unique art that carries over to, you know, you're wearing a green Shaco or whatever stuff, you know. So sick. That's cool, man. That's cool stuff. I'm very happy with that. What do you guys think? I know a lot of you guys like lore. I'm just saying I don't care about lore.